Hi Tyler, this is Alan Cockrell with ABC, former hitting coach with the Colorado Rockies and the Seattle Mariners. Take a look at your video this morning. Tyler, the first thing I want to point out is that I think it's important for balance purposes that I keep my knees inside my feet. Okay, so I'd rather see that knee sitting right in there, and this knee is fine. But the more I get weight over my back knee, the more problems can happen as we get into the actual swing process. So I'd rather see there be just a little bit of an angle in your setup like this, and then down here like this. So we have weight inside of our back leg instead of our knee and all of our weight on top. So again, that angle would be here and then down, and then that foot would be somewhere over here. So we're more inside of our back foot, and it just will help clean up some of the things that might go on later on in the swing. Okay, the next phase that we go into is the load up phase. Okay, I'm loading and I'm gathering, I'm storing energy to the inside part of this back leg, the inner part of my thigh in that back leg. And again, we're just a little bit over that back foot instead of inside that back foot, more in here. Okay, so we'll run it forward. Now as we get into the foot down area, and I'm sure you've heard this term, get your foot down, what we want to see is, and first of all, let me just say this, with most people, the toe will land first, but it is not until the heel fully plants into the ground, and I guess that's going to be right here. It's not until this heel fully plants into the ground is my foot completely and totally down and ready to go. Okay, so at this point we're going to check a couple things. We need to have good equal athletic bend in both knees. Okay, these hips right here need to be square to home plate. All right, I don't want this hip to leak out early, so I need to have a good squared up hip base. Again, I'd like to see weight more in the inside part of your foot, and then more weight right in here into this area. And this front knee is starting to slide forward just a little bit. The main reason for that is this: when you land and your foot gets fully into the ground, we need to not have our stride foot more open than 45 degrees, and you're at 56. A couple things can cause this. One, we're sitting so much on our back side, and by that I mean this back knee and everything is all the way over this back foot so far that when I land, I'm not starting to get any transfer of weight into my front side. So the front foot will open up quickly. All right. The other thing that'll cause this is I simply get ready late. The ball's already on its way. It's about time to start my swing, and I just don't have my foot down ready to go yet. So this front foot will open up, and that'll cause a chain reaction. That front hip will fly open, and that front shoulder will fly open. So we need to get that foot down, that heel planted early enough and be squared up so that we have enough time to make a good first move into the ball. Okay? Now we'll talk about the actual swing process. First move is driving the back knee into the inside part of this front leg. Okay? I'm taking all that weight that I gathered into here, and I'm transferring all of that into my front side. As I do that, we'll run it back. As I do that, my back elbow will drop into the slot. Okay, you can see your back elbow drops into the slot. Now from here, we should see a connection with back elbow, back shoulder, and back hip should all be in alignment. Okay, and yours will line up pretty good. The only thing that we see now is just a little bit too far open with this front side. From this particular point, all of this stops. Shoulder, elbow, hip, that all stops, and the hands will start to work in front of my body. Okay, and just as they start to get in front of my center of gravity, which is my belt buckle or my belly button, then I'll start to deliver the barrel to the ball. All right, so let's just take a look and see what happens here. Okay, as you can see, your elbow has continued to move forward. All right, and that's caused our hands to drag behind our power source just a little bit too much. Okay, we want that elbow to stop right into there right even with that shoulder and that back hip, and now the hands are working in front. Okay, we'll run this forward, see what we see. Okay, now our hands start to work out in front. In this particular point, when the hands are in front of the body, okay, I'd like to see more of a bat lag. And by that I mean the hands and your bat should be in a straight line going forward to the baseball right there. Because the front side has opened up just a little bit, now this barrel is starting to work out and around the ball just a little bit. Okay, let's run it forward, see what we look like at contact. Okay, coming around just a little bit. You do a good job with your hands of staying through the ball, making an adjustment to stay through, because we're palm up, palm down. That's good. Head and eyes are looking down the barrel of the bat at contact. That's good. Tyler, I want you to know it's important that as soon as the head and eyes come up off the ball, the barrel of the bat will generally follow that as well. So basically when my head comes up, my swing is over. Okay, so that we need to discipline ourselves to keep our head and eyes down in the hitting area past contact. And so we got contact, and I always tell my guys, let's keep our head and eyes there at least one count past contact so that we make sure that we're getting through that baseball and we're getting that good extension through the baseball. Okay, so we start to finish our swing just a little bit out and around. Front side's opened up quite a bit at this point. Now that barrel's going to finish across our body more this way, and we like to keep that barrel going here, here, here. Good long high finish. Okay, run it forward. We'll see. We just kind of come across just a little bit, but you're an athletic kid, and you do some things to keep yourself under balance. I just think that we could clean some things up if we go all the way back to here. All right, when this lands, we want to make sure that we're inside of our feet. All right, and when this front foot lands, we got to keep this at a 45-degree angle, more in this area right here. That's going to keep our front side from opening up. Okay, that's the first thing we do. We do all that early, and then we let the connection add up, shoulder, elbow, back, hip. Okay, once I get to that point, now my hands can work in front of my body so I get a good bat lag. I got barrel, hands are all in a line just like this. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to set a tee on the outside part of the plate, outer third of the plate, right out here, just even with my front foot or maybe even slightly inside of my stride foot. Okay, I'm going to get into that position, and I'm going to make sure that I'm closed up, or no more open than 45. I'm going to make sure that I get this connection with my back, elbow, and shoulder and hip. Okay, right there, we're good. Now from here, just think about skipping a rock with your right hand. I'm just going to skip a flat rock across a lake. And if we make that motion, this elbow will stop so that our hands or my throwing hand can work in front of my body. When I'm skipping that flat rock, the elbow doesn't continue to work ahead of my power source, which is this back hip. Okay? So that's the motion, or that's the movement we want to make with our hands as they're starting to go forward and deliver the barrel with bat speed. If I can skip a flat rock through this tee on the outside part of the plate, then I'm getting the maximum bat speed and I'm getting the maximum extension of my bat staying through the baseball. So that's what I'd like for you to do. Set your tee right out here. We're going to slow everything down. We're going to take this in steps. I'm going to get myself squared up. Front foot, okay, no more open than 45. I'm going to get this connection, back shoulder, back elbow, back hip, and then I'm just going to think about skipping a rock with that top hand through this ball on the outer third of the plate, and just see if you can feel the extension and the bat speed staying through that ball at contact. In a cage, this ball should go through the right side of the cage. If we're on a field, we're driving line drives through the second baseman or into the right center field gap. So I definitely think this is a drill and maybe a thought that will help you stay on the ball and hit through the ball with maximum bat speed. All right, bud, I want to wish you luck, and thanks for coming to our camp.